Boom. Put it there. Welcome to the Dev Hour, where I break down my shit. Oh, I meant to do this with Wanda, but I was lazy and didn't. God, where to begin? Guess we could start here with just some of the synths that I used. Just random ass orchestral strings, nothing too complicated. Just kind of copy and pasted like all the different volume changes to kind of make it sound like it's real, even though it doesn't sound real at all, and I don't care if it does. So the synths actually go higher than what the leads play. Yeah, the harmony, the third lead here is actually just playing it lower, not higher. But fun fact, I've never done this before, so I'm awkward as fuck. This synth bass, which is barely audible, I believe is from Sonic. I think it's the chemical zone. What is it called? The bass is cool. We'll get into the bass in a minute. Here's the tracking for like the synth in the song, but I don't actually use it just because I like the way that the rhythm and the lead sound by itself. That's pretty much it for like the VSTs that I used. I didn't actually use a lot. I'm trying to rely on them less, but I also recognize that having backing instruments is very crucial to building a unique and helpful tone, especially whenever it's something like a cover, because the same tone isn't always going to work, especially back to back, but it's also not going to work like in the same cover twice most of the time. So I find that using instruments to back like whatever my leads are or even my rhythms helps kind of make it sound nicer. It's very situational. The guitar, I'm not gonna lie, I did hella struggle with. I didn't play too well because I didn't really need to. It's just supposed to be backing, because in the original track it is just an acoustic guitar that plays, and then I have this clean funk rhythm that I think has Fling Baby on it. No, Fire Course. I think this is the first time that I didn't have delay or reverb on my rhythms. I have since dropped using reverb a lot on them, but I typically always have a little bit of like faint delay. I mean, it must have just been that it didn't sound right and that I got rid of the delay on it. Maybe it's just because I wanted it to sound more kind of like sampled and not quite like spacious as having delay would have. The EQ is just like a little bit lowered at the end, raised on like the mid and bass. I hella got lazy here. I just copy and pasted the thing over. I thought about making the bass distorted, but I ended up liking how it sounded clean too much. Very bassy yet stingy, and especially whenever you add the synth just kind of helps like fill it in. I strongly recommend learning this bass line, by the way, for any bassist, because this is just a fun fucking bass line to play. Leads aren't ever, I usually don't have anything special to write home about when it comes to the leads. I kind of got that like perfect kind of like, I don't even know how else to describe it other than like balloon sounding lead. It's just like exactly the way that I wanted it. And then that left lead just gets all synth. Dude, it's so good. Dude, just the way that the lead and the rhythm sound. And then big one. It looks ugly. I know it does. It does not look pretty at all. Basically, these alt tracks under each one is basically only for this part. It sounds horrible whenever it's isolated, and I definitely had trouble getting this part to sound right, because in the original it does this back and forth thing, but like I don't think I made it sound like that good. I just kind of like put it there and it's like in the background. It's just like white noise. A lot of this, I mean, obviously like I copy and pasted a bunch. I definitely wanted it to have the impression that it was a sample being reused, but I also like each section was like recorded. Like, I didn't just take this and carry it over here. Like, this part I did, like, stretch out instead of just, like, recording it. I think I honestly mixed it pretty well. Like, a good mixture of what is reused was, like, what I sample and, like, what I, like, redid from scratch. Like, this part. Like, at first I did, like, try pitch shifting it, but I think it sounds a lot better having re-recorded it. Obviously, you know, my singing isn't as beautiful as having an actual church choir do it, but, you know, I don't think I did, like, the worst job. I do wish that I had a better compressor, or maybe at least just a better understanding of how compression works, because there are definitely parts where it gets scratchy, but I think it getting, like, poppy and distorted is fine for, like, the sampled feel. It was definitely easier just to mix. I didn't have any reverb or anything. It was mainly just compression. I don't even have EQ on the individual tracks. I just have one EQ over the full thing, and it's a stock Reaper EQ. And I think that only leaves drums, which I will be honest, the drums I actually had a little trouble arranging, just because I couldn't, like, change it too much without making it sound wrong. This perk also, like the little, like, bongos or whatever, I had, like, taken, like, 2, like, plastic soda bottles, and I was like kind of like doing it myself, and I recorded it, and it sounded fine, but it didn't sound as good as just using a VST. It is pretty much just the same, like, it really is, like, the same kick and snare pattern. I think there was, like, one part where it doesn't follow that. Well, yeah, I literally don't think I have it, like, the kick and snare don't change at all. Because I really couldn't change it. I forget where it was, but there was a section where I just went in, like, double kicks and shit, and it did not sound good. Which I think it might just be, like, the composing of the drums is just when it's meant to be, like, the same thing. When it's meant to just be, like, a drum loop, you kind of can't really change it too much. At least when it's something, like, slower like this, or something, like, that's meant to be more vibey. As far as the arrangement goes, this is basic. It's nearly the exact same arrangement as the original. The only differences being the part where, like, the leads play high right here, where it, like, ends high, where it just goes higher, and then, like, the minor parts. I also changed the bass here. That's pretty much it. Like, some bass slides, that's it. Like, I really did not change much because I felt like I couldn't. If I couldn't, like, it just didn't sound right. I couldn't get tracks to, like, or I couldn't get sections to flow well with each other, which it sounds weird because it's all samples. It's all just, like, chopped up parts together. But for some reason, I just, like, couldn't. Like, I tried, like, swapping around sections, and I tried, like, removing some, making some longer for, like, a solo possible. And I think I probably could have put a solo, like, right here, like in this section. I probably could have squeezed a solo in here, but I also feel like it maybe would have been too much. I feel like it would have just distracted from the whole vibe of the song. I do wish that I could have gotten, like, a better kind of, like, I don't want to say, like, scratchy. I either would have wanted something that sounded closer to the original or something that sounded way more realistic than these strings. They almost sound like Paper Mario strings, but I know they're not. I did use a lot of fucking tracks. To be fair, I guess, like, 10 of them were made in the last little bit for this. This was the last thing that I worked on. I had recorded, like, all the vocals first, and then I did the rhythms, and then the leads, and then the bass, and then I went through and, like, tried to, like, make the drums sound better. And then like right at the very end, I came back and I did this part, which I think is very noticeable. I would love to do a lot more Sonic Rush. I don't know if I'm going to soon. I would fucking love to, especially right there, right on, and metal scratching. And I actually think metal scratch, well, I don't know. Because I did a cover of metal scratching, and even when I did it years ago, and I sucked ass years ago, but even years ago, I was still pretty good at arranging. And I feel like my arrangement for it was like dog shit. I think whenever it comes to like heavily sampled tracks like this, it is just extremely difficult to arrange. And I think I've said it before, or I said it in the description of the video, where I was like, if I love an arrangement too much, I won't want to change it. And I think that's hella true. Not necessarily that I don't like the compositioning of a song, but a song can like be great and, you know, have the not best arrangement, or at least have an arrangement where you can wiggle it around a lot. I don't know. Arranging, I feel like I'm good at I feel like arranging is my strong point, but I can't like fully describe how arranging works in my mind. Sorry for not doing Wanda Wanda. Not that anyone like cares, but we click start recording, and then I click on Reaper. And then you can hear shit. A lumfao. Boom. Time skip. It's been like 4 months. Where to start? I guess I'll start in order of how I did things. Maybe that's how I should be doing it. I think I pretty much always start with drums. First of all, 141.2 BPM. Dick in my ass. The drums I kept mostly the same for that funk stuff, but also mainly just had like I think I did pretty good for the toms. I think distortion on the toms, this distortion effect kind of helps. It's kind of like a pseudo compressor for me because I don't really have a good compressor. So this JS distortion actually, oh wait, fuck, you can't see. Fuck, fine, we're changing it. The JS distortion kind of helps me with compression. I don't know if it's necessarily good to break it down like this. I still have no idea how to properly do this, just other than just talking about it. I wanted it to sound pretty electronic. Like I wanted it to have that tightness. So a lot of the leads you can kind of see, well, you can see that I copy and pasted a lot, but I also like spliced and like moved over like literal milliseconds to make it sound like as digital as possible. The synths are also, I turned the synths way down because for the mix, but I actually really kind of nailed it with the synths. Got that bass turned down real low. The last kind of big thing I struggled with was finding a good bass tone because I wanted it to be clean at first, but I kind of just settled for the like distortion tone. But it's a nice fat bass tone, especially like with a pick. I'm actually really glad that I was able to get this tone with a pick. I didn't really splice the rhythms and the bass as much because I didn't feel like they needed to be to sound good. I didn't really want them to be like as tight. For the rhythm, like this beginning section, I did. I think for this section, I think I mainly did it here because I kept having trouble getting the rhythms to line up. This rhythm part here was just like improvised. I was just messing around while like recording tracks. It just ended up going really well. For the arrangement, I actually didn't have this part like this originally, where it like kind of like breaks. It kind of was just basically what it was in like the first section, where it was just the bass kept going. So it would have just been this again, but I wanted to throw the solo in, and I couldn't really make it fit with like having the same two things here. So you break this slow, have this raising up, and then it drops into the solo, which, by the way, let's talk about the fucking solo, dude. For the solo, I practiced it for like a full day straight, and then I took 2 takes and spliced them together. It's weird because you could actually hear where where it changes. It almost like, I don't know. Well, hold up. But it's weird though, because it obviously sounds different between the 2 takes. But I didn't like change my tone at all. So I didn't bump a knob or anything. So I don't know why the 2 takes sound differently. I mean, you can't hear it. You can't hear it in the song because of everything else playing. I was having trouble because like I freehanded that. Or I freehanded most of it. What the hell? I just looked over at OBS. I freehanded most of it, and I couldn't figure out how to get the last part to sound, so I ended up just like tracking it with a synth. And normally, I was gonna delete the synth, but I ended up liking how it sounded. I believe the synth is from Pokemon Black and White 2. Yeah, synth lead 1. I couldn't figure out how I wanted this part to sound. I was just having trouble getting it to like work. This part originally was played higher, but I thought it sounded like shit, so I re-recorded it. Or I think I moved, yeah. Yeah, I moved the higher part down here. Just like impromptu harmonies. I do not remember how to play them. There's also, during that last break, I do these long notes for the bass. Don't remember the notes either. I actually really like that bass line. Eventually, when I first started recording it, I was like very stiff, but then like about halfway through, I finally like got the motion where I was hitting that C. I was hitting that double C and then just sliding right into F, dude. It's actually such a nice bass line to play. What else here? Didn't really, guess I haven't really talked about the rhythms. I struggled a lot with tone and stuff because I got a new metal pedal. I got the metal zone, whatever the fuck it says. It's down. It's being obstructed. So I got a metal zone pedal. I've been using a Boss distortion the whole time, but this is the first time I used it, and I just fucking love the way it sounds. It just makes it sound good. I didn't put any delay on the fucking rhythms. I don't know if I've ever actually not had delay on rhythms, but I think it's because I had so much already going on in the song. Also impromptu chords in the right ear. Especially how it sounds here, dude. I love how this sounds. So yeah, I struggled a lot though, because I ended up, and I don't even remember what exactly it was, but because I recorded the leads, and then I recorded the rhythms, and then I recorded the bass, and then after I recorded the bass, I did not like how the rhythm sounded at all. So I had to fuck with the EQ a lot. This is not at all what I usually have for rhythms. And then I think I changed the bass a little bit. Yeah. The problem that I ran into was I realized that there was like, everything has this like dip. You could see I have this dip in the middle, and nothing was feeling that. So I sacrificed a lot of my lead tone here, because there was this constant spike here. Yeah, so I had to like sacrifice some lead tone in order for it to not sound like shit. That does not even have EQ on it. Whatever. So yeah, the lead tone was originally better. It would take a lot of work to recreate what it sounded like, but trust me when I say that it was good. It was really good. It's definitely not as good as it was, but it's still all right. Especially when paired with the synths. I think I was also having trouble with some of the drum tone. Yeah, this is not what my kick usually looks like. I don't even know what the fuck I was cooking here, but I was cooking. This is not what my kick usually looks like. That is not. My snare doesn't even usually have an EQ. That's how you know it was bad. I had to put EQ on the snare. Bro, what is this? This is the first time I'm actually looking at the EQs that I put, dude. I kind of just do shit until it sounds good, and then when it sounds good, I don't care about it. And as typical, I don't know if there's a better way for leads, but I always have trouble getting the lead to stand out without having like a beef to it. Like no effects, just the same, like copy and paste, same thing, just at a lower volume. Because like if I try to raise the volume on it, it ends up sounding like shit. But if I copy and paste to a separate beef track, it is completely fine. So I have no idea why it sucks dick. I also was going to re-record the rhythms with my old distortion pedal because I wasn't liking how they were sounding at first. And then I grew too lazy. So then I just eventually EQ'd it and figured it out. God, that is an ugly fucking EQ. For the vocals, okay. So I literally spent so long on the cover. I finally got to the point to where it didn't sound like dog shit. I'm about to send it to one of my friends, and as I'm listening to it right before I send it, I'm like, oh my god, I forgot the vocals. So I really quickly threw together vocals, and then eventually I went back and I like fine-tuned it. But this is basically all I recorded. I don't even think it has anything special. Just like EQ, it's got the distortion for, just Just a stock EQ, low reverb. Yeah, low reverb. Small distortion. The thing that I think really helped though was the woos in here. Because honestly, the section, listen to this. It's great, right? It sounds like good, but you can tell like something's missing. Like, it sounds good, but tell me it doesn't sound better when you throw in the woo in there. It just has to, it's got to get out there. It's like that boogie woogie thing where you have to shout during the break. What was it? It's right here. This one actually had like actual spatial awareness when I recorded. This one was hype as hell. I like that one actually had spatial awareness. Was it? It was right here, I think. Yeah, I kind of like upped the ante. Added some like deeper woos, because you gotta get variety in your woos, brother. Literally just like I recorded these really quickly on a whim. It's funny because the vocals I think on their own sound silly, but dude, when I tell you it sounded like dog shit until I threw the vocals in, it literally, and when I put the vocals in, didn't have to change anything else. I just threw the vocals in and it sounded good. Cause like before, this wasn't even here, so it sounded like this. And that's good. That's a good drive. That's pretty good, right? But when you add Kurt vocal into the mix, dude, it goes in, brother. Yeah, this one was a bit of a struggle. I didn't really have any issues playing these parts, which was surprising, especially like with the rhythms, because I knew I was gonna have it like follow that like lead thing. But I actually didn't really have any trouble playing that part. And I thought I would have trouble with the bass, and I kind of did it first, but eventually I got the hang of it. The only part that was difficult for me was the solo, and I wrote it, which typically happens. Like, I was practicing it for a full fucking day. It was this part right here. And you can still kind of hear, I kind of like just like push through it because it's like really weird. I don't have a fucking guitar next to me or I'd show you, but it's like I couldn't figure out if I wanted to do like legato across, because it's like a G blues fingering right there. So you start with that G, you go up and then you go back down, and then it switches to like E blues. So like right here it goes to E. Or no, it doesn't. It goes to E like right here. This part I didn't really have much trouble with. I think I had I had trouble like getting it to sound good though for a while. Like I just couldn't like get the picking on time. But eventually I got it. But this part sucks dick. And it's a sick solo, but you could definitely tell it's like really easy because I have all these long breaks. Like half the solo is just like easy notes to play. This part was also easy. It's kind of hard to hear with the rest of the shit going, but I wanted it to be like that. I wanted it to kind of like fade in. That is probably one of my favorite solos that I've ever made. But I also kind of think that every solo I make is a banger. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I think that's it for Funky's Flights. I don't know if there's anything else for me to really talk about. Oh, bruh, dumb-headed idiot. This part right here. So, in the original track, I like kind of heard something synthy there, but I couldn't like quite parse it with everything else going on. So I just like I just made some shit up. It sounds sick. This was actually kind of hard to play. I actually did struggle learning that a little bit, and then it like changes the second part. But that part was fun because that is not really in the original. That's the best part about doing covers. It doesn't have to be like the original. It just has to be, or it doesn't have to be exactly like the original. It just has to be like the original. Dude, also that orchestral hit, I was kind of given some doubts about it earlier at the beginning, but like. Also, I don't think that's the original hit sample that I had selected. I think I changed it about like halfway through. But I think that is everything for Funky's Flights. It's a fucking banger. Imagine not liking it. Lumfow. Idiot. 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 Holy shit. Gosh golly willikers. Holy fuck. I don't even know where to begin. The synths, I don't really have like a lot to say. Just like use the same E piano that I typically use. Wait, why the fuck is my cam all the way up here? Is my cam usually up there? Fucking my cam's usually up there. You don't really hear the maramba much with everything else going on, but the maramba is there. I did care. It's mainly this section right here that I feel like is worth noting, which is also not really audible. Like, I don't even know what the fuck this is for. Can you even see this? No, it's no. I just, like, I needed to, like, fill it out a little more. So, I just, I needed to fill it out a little more. So, I just, like, I literally just threw this shit together. I think the horns are from... I have no idea where this brass section is from. There's that, and then there's these synth horns. So these synth horns are from Super Paper Mario. I have no idea where the fuck these are from, though. Oh, I totally forgot about the organ, dude. I also did a lot of transposing this time. This is like probably the most transposing I've ever done. That is a nice organ. Where's this? I wonder if I know where this is from. No idea where it's from. So, yeah. So, this clean lead had a lot of different tone changes. So it's like clean there, and then this like slight distortion. Slight distortion with flanger. Or maybe the whole thing has flanger. Oh yeah, it does. And then it goes back to clean, and then I think it goes full distortion right here. Yeah. I also had to change some of the lead parts because it doesn't, usually around this point, it just jumps straight over to here, but I made the song longer. That's called arranging forehead. Yeah, so this part, that's not usually like that. I just made that up. It is like very slightly different. You'll probably never be able to tell the difference. And then this part, which I didn't even have to, I don't think this is spliced. Yeah, because it doesn't say glued. I didn't splice this at all. I'm just that good. But I slid out too late. So like that's the only thing I like really edit. I didn't digitally edit pretty much at all, actually. Aside from the bass, I didn't really have to digitally edit. Well, I don't think it have to. It was more so, I don't think it would have sounded better if I did. And then you have like the build up where the lead has like a phaser on it. And then like just random ass like harmony leads to just help fill it out. Which really, it doesn't really get fun or interesting until the end. Ooh, digital editing. That's like pretty much all for the leads. The leads aren't really anything that's special. I'd say most of the fun for this song, at least for me, came from the bass and the rhythms. At first, I was going to have this beginning just only be rhythms, or be like only clean rhythms, like not even like with the piano backing or any rhythm or like distorted rhythms. And then this is just here to kind of like help fill it out, add that high end to it. This part, I really digitally edited this a lot. I didn't even think I did. I think a lot of the problem I had with some of these is that I kept playing like an extra note that I didn't need to. Yeah, like I don't even, these chords, I don't have the original locked and loaded, but these chords aren't even like 1-to-1 to the original song. Or maybe this would be a better comparison. Well, I guess it's more, this beginning is closer to what the original sounds like. the rhythms are playing two different things. And then they come together there. I feel like I could have played it more accurately to how like this part sounds, but I would have had to play it on my 7-string in B standard, and I really just wanted to play it on the new 6-string that I got, which I really do want to slowly work my way into mostly working in like drop C or drop D. Also, because my 7-string, one of the fret, like the first fret over on the 7th string has been like eaten up by the string, so it doesn't sound too good there. So I am slowly, like, I'll use the 7th string when I have to, but I really do want to start like converting all of my stuff into like drop C or drop D. So I mainly just transposed so that it would be easier to play. So it's just like those minor chords, because I could have played this, but it would have been really uncomfortable on drop D. I think I actually would have had to put it in drop C. Back at it again with the delay, no reverb, how the rhythm should be. Fuck delay and reverb. All my homies hate delay and reverb. Or I mean, hate reverb. If I can avoid putting reverb on my rhythms, I will definitely try to do that. Oh, the fire chorus and playing baby. Just playing baby. Okay. I also think having that minor chord kind of just makes it hit more there. And then this quieter. So it plays lower. And then goes higher to that A minor, or A sharp minor. Back to lower. Literally, genuinely don't even remember how I played that on. I actually don't even remember those fucking notes, which I guess I could check somewhere. All right, I think it's gonna be in the bass, which is the next section to focus on. I think I'm starting to get the hang of this. So the bass is ugly, a lot of splicing, because I feel like it had to. I feel like the bass had to be tight. The bass is probably the least transposed thing. I'd say the most I transposed was during the slow part. Some quiet, like, backing synth. I did struggle trying to get a good tone because I didn't want to distort it. I had to opt into, I typically like everything to be the same volume throughout the whole song, but I couldn't find a convenient workaround for the bass, because there were some sections where there was no other alternative for me when it came to the bass. Like, I feel like I just had to. Also, this is transposed as fuck, because the original it's supposed to play that or I think it's right here. Like, there is no way I tried. I couldn't. I just couldn't. So I transposed. I created this random shit. This is a fun bass line, by the way. Strongly recommend, if you want to learn it, you really should, because it's actually just really fun to play. There you go. Screenshot. And then the other section. Oh, yeah. Dude, this section right here. at parts in the song, it's kind of hard to hear this lower note, this lower D sharp. I actually would have loved to have played this in a drop D bass, but my 4-string bass sucks. So I had like no choice but to play it on the 5-string. I don't think I really transposed the bass much other than like a few notes in this section and like that beginning riff. Just EQ and compression. I struggled a lot. The main issue I had with tone was getting this one slap part to sound remotely decent. Because it sounds great when it's on its own, but once you add like everything else and everything else is playing, you have like delay cutting into it. Like I just couldn't get it to sound like as stingy. I couldn't get the bass line to sound really any more stingy than this. But I think that's mainly because I just didn't want, because I like the tone of everything else. I think the rhythms and the leads, fucking great tone. I think the drums, which is the last section to talk about, I do have some regrets about like the drum tone, but the drum tone isn't bad. So I'm not like pissing and shitting myself over it. Like the snare and the kick you can't really hear as much. First of all, these like claps really fucked with me when I was trying to just track the original drum line. But I pretty much used just like I just did like what I usually do with drums, you know, eventually, I think with this, because usually what I'll do is I'll just move all of these, like the close hi-hats to open, but I think I did slightly change it a little. I also haven't really been, it really is like out of forgetfulness, because once the song is like once I've recorded and mixed and mastered everything, I don't even hear a difference in like me going through and like slightly changing the velocity of like all the notes and shit. I think this is like really the only other like big section. And then the build up. And you can't like hear these claps at all at this section. You pretty much don't hear the claps anymore, which I am perfectly okay with. And I don't think it really changed that much more, except for like towards the end. I did have overall trouble arranging at first, just because I couldn't figure out, because like obviously I want to make the song longer, but obviously I don't just want to loop it. So I was trying to decide where I wanted to cut it, and I ended up making this section, this first slow part. This is supposed to have 3 full measures, like it does over here. This is like the original length, but I cut one of them off, and then I came over here and then pretty much cut this beginning section off because it's supposed to be like another thing. So like this whole section here, cut this short. I pretty much just cut like Once I got to this section, I just like started cutting things short, and then I pretty much only had this like the full, like the original again, just so I had time for the build up. God, that shit sounds so fucking baller. I wanted to add a solo, like around this section, like after the tapping part. Like it was just gonna keep playing. Now I don't know what I would have done, but the plan was that I just kept going. But if I did that, I feel like it would have taken away from what I'm doing with the rhythms here. And also because I have the drum start going crazy here. I felt like it just would have been too much. So I didn't bother. Also because that tapping part was a little hard for me. But it was really the only part I had to practice with the video. I don't know if I should maybe do a separate kind of dev hour for recording the videos. But I'm recording this after the video, which I haven't done yet. Holy shit. We spent like 4 hours recording 3 shots of the video, or I guess like 4 shots of the video. Just like the body bass, body lead, body rhythm. We spent 4 hours, Chris and I, my friend. And that was long as hell, because it usually takes like an hour to a half, you know? But after like that took 4 hours, when I went to edit the video after going back and, you know, recording the close-ups, which took like 30 minutes, that was maybe the quickest editing session of a video I've ever had. And it's not like I got lazy with the editing or anything. I think it's actually the TV World cover, which is definitely, you know, it's out. Go watch it, dipshit. I think that's one of like the best videos I've ever made. And I definitely had a lot of fun recording it. I don't know if I'll bother doing a dev hour for like fucking recording the videos. Anyway, TV World's a banger. Go check it out. One of my favorite covers. I'm actually really happy with how it came out. Yeah, go check it out. Oh wait, we're recording LMFAO. Okay. Holy shit, I'm actually so fucking tired right now. It really just came out of nowhere. All right, I gotta wake up. I gotta get the day started. Whew. Damn. So, this was really fast to make. I wasn't sure what I really wanted to do. I know I didn't want to do metal. And I was like, okay, I'll do a lo-fi cover. But I don't really think this counts as lo-fi. I guess we'll just start. I need to like, holy shit, I need to fucking get better at this. Figure out how to fucking talk about things. So the Rain sample is just like a sample that I've had for a long time that I've taken from, or that's not the Rain sample. This is the Rain sample that I'm talking about. This Rain sample I've had for a long time. I use it a lot actually. I used it in the Farron Woods cover. But then for this sample, I drove out into the parking lot where I recorded the video, and I like put my phone on like the tire of my car, and I just like recorded the sound of like the oil dripping or whatever. Start with the synths. It's really sad that I didn't get to use the piano a lot, because I actually have a really nice Steinway sample. This piano with tremolo. And then from here, it's just like... the chords, so at first I tried to do the chords by ear, and then I randomly stumbled upon like piano tutorial video for it, and I realized that I was a little off, just a little, but let's see, I think it's oh, actually, where the fuck? Or it's right here. Yeah, they're hidden. Which this chord was correct. The problem is that I liked the chords so much that I made that I just had to include them. But these are the only time in the song that they appear. And then I had also transposed these chords. But I'll be honest, literally don't remember which one is the transposed one. I think it might be these chords. Oh, what the fuck? You can't see. What? That's fucking hilarious. LMFAO. I think these are the transposed chords that I made, and then these are I think these are the original, and then these are the transposed. Okay, hold up. Well, now I have to fucking go back. So these are these are the chords that I did by ear. As you can see, just a little off. Just a little. Just a little. Nothing insane. And then I have this here, which I just tracked the tracking for the melody. Literally nothing special, like at all. The bass. Let's see what this is. A Fantasia from fucking who knows what. I wish when you clicked it, it brought up the menu that you found it in. Actually, wait. I need to do a better job of showing EQ. It's just a really I'm super happy with how this sounds, because I think it really does sound pretty close to the original. And then I guess we'll do the classicals. So the classicals, what's happening is because it's really difficult to play these chords just because you're stretching your hand a lot, and it just seemed really unnecessary for me to put all that strain on my fingers, especially because I'd have difficulty like changing the fingering. Or I don't even think it was that. I think it was like basically impossible unless I like change the tuning on the guitar, right? Yeah, let me look at this. Well, this chord you could definitely play, but I think once you get I think this F chord right here is literally this F chord's impossible to play unless you change the tuning, which I could have done. I think if I have to pick between transposing and changing the tuning of the guitar, I would much rather transpose, because then at the very least, if someone else wants to play what I'm playing, they can just easily see and like recognize like, oh, he's playing in, a normal E tuning. So I'll just like put my fingers where his are. But the left guitar focuses on playing like the lower note. These chords I actually could play all four of them. I'm gonna be honest, this chord, literally forgot how to play this chord while recording the video. So that video literally has the wrong chord probably. Let me look at this. G sharp, or A sharp. Wait, what the fuck? I absolutely did play that chord wrong. So whoops. I literally forgot. My bad. Oh, it's the same fingering, but it's just I played it lower. I played it at G. But I should have just played it to C. Okay. Well, now I won't forget the chord. LMFAO. That does suck, though, because I'm not going back to record the video. That's pretty much it for the classicals. They don't really, like, play anything. I mean, this is just where they're playing the same high notes as the clean guitars. Dude, I really am happy with the tone for the classical guitars, though. Like, straight up. Are they even all like this? I don't even... Oh, they are. And then I have, like, separate tracks with tremolo. Or, I guess not. I guess these are just, like, beef classicals. I don't even think that they're... Yeah, they're not copy and pasted. So I guess these are just meant to add, like, beef to it. Because they only have, like, EQ. Ooh, different EQs, too. I kept, like, switching them on and off if, like, they had tremolo or if they had, like, light distortion to them. But I guess... I think it does sound better like this, too. And then the clean guitars. Boom. Ooh, fucking nailed it. I do think that this is one of my nicer sounding covers. I was afraid that it wouldn't sound special, that it would just sound kind of like... It would just sound like any other cover of, like, just any other, like, normal boring cover. But I think I actually did a pretty good job of making it sound original, especially given the fact, like, I'm really trying hard to make sure now, like, okay, I gotta fucking really make sure, like, my cover stand out if the fucking TV World cover got fucking copyrighted. If this shit gets copyrighted, by the way, it might be the end of the world. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Because there's no way that you listen to this and you're like, you're infringing on fucking copyright. And then you hit them with a stereo. So these play the low part. Damn! I just oh, I nailed it, dude. Listen to this. Ooh, you play those three notes higher. Ooh. Gotta be honest, I forgot how to play this chord too in the cover, which sucks because it's the only thing playing right now. I haven't edited the video, but I'm probably fucked whenever I do. And then this is more transposed. Or wait, no it isn't. This isn't the part that's playing the transposed part. It's this. I tried for a long time to try to, like, figure out how I wanted it to sound. I found this Apple 12 pole filter thing that is really fucking cool, actually. It's actually really sick. I actually found I found a lot of cool effects while trying to figure out, like, how to get this to sound. It doesn't sound exactly how it sounded in my head, but, like, I really couldn't figure out how I wanted it to sound. Cause like I couldn't make it sound, I couldn't make it quieter. But I still think it's good. I think it really adds to it. Because I really wanted the end to just... I really wanted these chords to, like, fucking... Like, it hits, you know? I think that's... I saved the best 3 for last. Oh, wait, I haven't talked about the drums. I saved the best 4 for last. Bass. So... you can kind of see that for the chords, I did line them up well enough, just because there were a few times where I was like slow on the fingering. But for the bass, for the accordion, the lead, I really wanted it to sound like loose. It just locks the fuck in. This is another really nice bass line to learn and play. It's just really groovy and chill and shit. And I tried to mainly match the drums to the bass. The drums were actually really hard for me. Because it's not like all played perfectly. I tried to I wanted the drums to also sound loose. This is actually one of the times where I really wish I could have had live drums. For the drums, I just use the jam sticks. I think it's the Blues Kids. EQ. Fuckload of reverb, which I don't even remember adding, but it sounds fucking good, so I won't complain. And then even right here, I kind of add this part. I really wanted it to sound real and loose. A lot of this I like, especially it's mainly this section right here. I shifted around notes very slightly off beat to make it sound as real as possible, because the bass isn't playing everything on time. It's loose. There are times where I'm a little slow to it. And then for the end, I didn't add any more drums towards the end, because I got to this point where the guitar really goes into that little solo section, and I didn't want it to take away from it. Speaking of the little guitar on the solo section. So in this part, I knew I wanted to have a solo, but in my mind I wasn't going to use a lead guitar. It was going to be a clean. It wasn't going to be distorted. But this was just completely improvised. I used the first take I got of it. But I'm really happy with how, especially how the tone came out. It was mainly just like, oh, like boost the bass on the amp, and then like distortion, and then like just fuck with the knobs on the guitar, like just make it like as dead tone as possible. And then of course, la accordion. At first I was like really upset about all of the like key clicking. Like you can right here. Like you hear that last click. I was kind of upset about that at first, but I really don't mind it, especially because like it gets drowned out by everything else. Originally I wanted to use a trumpet because I do have a trumpet. But problem is trumpet is fucking hard. So I like practiced for like a few days, and I was like, dude, I can't even get one good note. I can't, because I could have done the trumpet, and maybe it would have sounded better if I did the trumpet instead of like, you know, being able to play the chords like this. I probably would have had like 2 other trumpet tracks to play like harmony for the chords that get played. But I am actually glad with the accordion. At first, when I showed it to one of my friends, they were like, we got to talk about the accordion. And I was like, do we though? Because like, I don't know if it was because I've heard it so much, but maybe I just like grew to love it. But I really do love how the fucking accordion sounds. It's just so fucking good. Especially being able to control the velocity of everything. Somehow I played this part like way quieter. It's also like not everything's played on top. Boom, start the recording up. Boom, and just like that, a boom. Dude, I think the video quality gets lower with each installment. I was about to go to bed, but I decided not to. All right, holy shit, where do I even start with this? I guess the intro. It actually took me a while to find a good gong that I liked. I'm pretty sure this is from DK64. Yeah. Dude, I love the flutes too. They sound like ass by themselves for some reason. So because this string sample sucks dick, I couldn't just have them all continuous notes fading out. I had to like do this shit, which sucks. And even when it's isolated, you can hear it like pop sometimes. It's whatever though. I won't cry over it. The French horns are probably my favorite part. Also, for some reason, the whole song is tuned up by like 50 cents, or maybe it's 32, who knows? I actually had a Steinway sample that I was using. Hold on, have I recorded this already? I feel like I've talked about this. I did have that sine wave sample that I was using, but I was like, I need a lower fidelity piano. Probably my favorite edition that I made was the tubular bell. Ooh, it's just beautiful. It's just perfect. It's just beautiful. It's perfect. Bass. The bass, gonna be honest. Not a whole lot going on. The bass, I didn't like change really. I didn't change like anything of the bass. I mean, like, I do like the tone that I got. I got like a really sick grungy tone with it. Let me show the EQ. Fucking idiots. Wow, that looks ugly as fuck. Boom. Then it's like, okay, then it gets more interesting here. I really like the rhythms. The rhythms, I don't think that you guys are even going to be ready for this. I look like Liam right now. Boom. This is all the rhythms. No reverb, no delay. Just some slightly altered stock EQ. Fucked up a note. You would never hear that I flubbed that note though. If it weren't for this. I'll show the notes for future reference sake. In the cover, it's because of the mix is mainly focused on leads, it's really hard to hear the rhythms. Ooh, the chords. It's just perfect. I just love it. I don't know. I just kind of nailed it. I didn't even like really try hard or anything. We'll talk about arrangement last, I guess. We'll do leads. Leads I took a while on. There was a while where I also didn't have delay and reverb on the leads, but I wanted that space to them when you hear it. You also don't really hear the harmonies a lot in the cover, especially because I didn't record footage for them. Because the harmonies, I literally like didn't track at all. The harmonies I literally just like made up on the spot. So I literally have no idea what I'm playing here. I think for these I'm playing what the rhythm's playing just an octave higher. The real cool part is right here. Ooh, boom. beautiful. And then it goes back into it. And then the only other real thing to note is the solo. The solo actually didn't take me that long to write. I think there was a... Or wait, no. Wait. Did I track it? What is this right here? I didn't track it. I left this flute in, though, that you can't hear. The sweep picking... So I originally had it to where I was sweep picking across 4 strings, but I couldn't, like, get it to work with the rest of the solo, so I only do, like, that last, like, 3 strings. Which doesn't sound clean when it's isolated, I'll be honest. Beautiful. Drums. So the snare... I took a while to find a good snare tone. I ended up just going with an old orchestral snare that I used to use a lot before I actually had like a good drum kit. Wow, the toms actually sound like ass isolated. Better to sound like ass isolated than to sound like ass. Than to just sound like ass. That's actually kind of how the whole drum, all of the drums sound like ass isolated. The only thing I lament is, I don't know where it would be. Right here. It's not the worst. It's not like bad ride tone, but I definitely wish the ride was a little better. It's just not perfect. That's the only issue I have with it. Aside from the toms, it's just like the same old drum tone that I use, though. I don't think I even really altered anything. Oh, that bell, dude, that bell. Okay, so arranging was deadass really hard for this because once I like had everything divided up and like I had everything tracked and I had like all the parts split up, I wasn't really sure how I was going to extend the song. I think it started with this section where it plays this section like twice, but instead of like directly just like looping the same section, I added this special part. Like I think it's this whole area. Yeah, right here. And then it loops again, and then the last 2 bars are how it is originally. And I don't even think I tracked this. Yeah, no, I didn't even like track what I'm playing here. Like a lot of this cover really was just like improvised, just like throwing like paint on the wall to see what sticks, which is definitely how that saying goes. I think that's how it started was, okay, extend that. and then like have like the heavy part, and then I had the idea like, oh dude, because I love those strings way too much, and I was like, dude, I should throw those at the beginning, and then that's how I got like the slow build up. Dude, the intro is so good. The whole cover is so sick. I really love how the cover turned out. I really didn't know what expectations to have of the cover, because I didn't even really want to cover the song at first. It was recommended for me to cover, but dude, I've fallen in love with the song. I didn't really have a desire to cover it before because I didn't even remember the song being in the game. Deadass. Like even when I listened to it, I was like, I have no idea where the fuck this plays. Even though like I definitely played that part of the game where it plays. I don't know if there's really there's nothing else to talk about. This is the shortest dev hour. It really is like making the chords was cool, but like I think it's because the song is short. Like there's only like 2 parts to the song. So like I mean everything's already like been thoroughly explained. But also, I didn't really struggle with the song. Like, there wasn't, like, any hard part to play. It was kind of hard to mix at the end. But, like, I didn't really have any trouble with it. But it's a fun cover, and I love it. And I hope you love it, too. I think damn, this is really the shortest log I've done. Shout out A-Sprite Rico. Please excuse my fucking ugly appearance. I just randomly decided to do this. Damn, I actually have no idea where to even start with this. It's actually quite boring because I don't even have like, there's no synths, no backing VSTs at all in this cover. Start with acoustic, I guess. Ooh, look at that tone. I think I was originally going to do like full stereo, record 2 separate tracks for each ear, but I think it was out of laziness that I didn't. It actually sounds like dog shit when you can actually hear it. It really is just meant to be in the background. Dude, how did I not... dude, I must have recorded this and then literally, like, didn't even listen to it. I just moved on. Actually sounds awful. You could actually even see here how lazy I got at the end. These parts right here, I didn't even bother re-recording this. I just, like, stretched out. Lumphao. I got lazy as fuck. Dude, the flute is hilarious to talk about. We gotta talk about it. First of all, praise my flute playing skills. I kind of nailed it dead ass. But also, Raytune, I had to tune it, dude. This is what it sounds like without pitch shifter. That is actually so sad. There's a dent in my flute, and I didn't know that even, like... I don't know why I thought that would never have an impact. Ooh, look at that EQ. Ooh, a ba-boom. With the reverb, with the delay. You add the delay to the flute, dude. Let's talk about these fucking goddamn leads. Fucking important as fuck. I actually changed my mind. We're talking about the bass. What are we looking at here? Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that EQ. Look at that stock EQ. Put some flange baby on it, dude. I actually added reverb for some reason. I added a lot of reverb to this cover. I haven't used this much. I made this joke on stream. I haven't used this much reverb in like 2 years. I don't even have fucking compression on this bass, dude. I just fucking let it ride, dude. The only part that's noteworthy is like right here. Just like, that was like the only added thing, that, and I think it's here. know. Where is it? There's another... Yeah, right there. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, well, that whole section is just cool because it's not in the original. It's just an added transitional piece. And it cuts the whole section off by 1 bar. But it's so fucking cool. It almost like catches you off guard. Bass is nice, bass is big, bass is booming, bass is flange, bass is reverb. Look at these fucking harmonies now. What are we looking at here? You got the EQ, boom, basic shit, flange, delay, reverb. I mainly wanted, I think this is really the reason why I didn't need any backing like synths or anything, was because the harmonies do a really good job. The harmonies and the synth or and the bass do a really good job of like keeping like the synth, I don't know, the vibe of the original, because there's a lot of synths, a lot of like soft synths like these, or that sound like this. And that lead. Dude, I actually just love the lead tone. I think the only other harmonies to note are like... yeah, the part where it like adds that extra bar. That and then the added bass section. Those are like the only things I changed. This solo though, we're gonna talk about the solo. I had to go back because on stream I recorded the solo and I didn't like the blues part that I added to it, so I went back and I made it not dog shit. I probably should have saved the leads for last since they're like the most core important part of the song, but because typically what this cover is kind of more similar to Even Higher, because the rhythms take a backseat in the mix to focus on the lead, to make like the lead give the lead the spotlight. And I think because of this mixing style, it's what makes Even Higher and this song kind of more enjoyable to listen to, which I don't know how to feel about, because I like having the louder rhythms, like having more emphasis on rhythms. Like, look at how low the rhythms are, 10 decibels. I didn't even go with like my standard rhythm tone. Even just by like changing the EQ. Makes the rhythms much more abrasive. And then each ear is like, the right ear is more palm muted and shit. Honestly, I struggled a lot playing the rhythms because I couldn't fucking remember the pattern that I had tracked. So, for kind of you to understand, all of like the green parts are supposed to be palm muted. And I did not do that shit at all. Yeah, so literally, who cares, right? Like, who cares about like what I originally wanted? I tracked this like 2 years ago. I don't even know how, like, I don't know if I could check when this was created. Created July 2nd, 2024? Really? I actually thought it was a lot longer ago. That was only like a year ago then. I thought it was like a lot longer. That is crazy. I think because it was tracked so long ago and I didn't really remember exactly what my vision was, I ended up not changing like anything at all. Like all of the drums you can see are extremely like a lot of reused parts. You could actually see like the pattern being reused over and over again. And I actually think that that's good. This cover, being lazy with this cover, or I guess not lazy. Well, I don't know how to describe it, but this cover has definitely made me understand what makes a more enjoyable song to listen to. Not necessarily what makes a good cover. Because what I'm thinking is that like when I make a cover, I want to change everything. I want to add these crazy fucking chords. I don't want to reuse the same like drum like part more than once. So for me to like, for this cover to be as enjoyable as it is, and it is extremely like basic, is kind of like fucking with my head, dead ass. Also, the drums aren't really like, the drums also take kind of a backseat, which I feel like usually my emphasis are drums and rhythms. But I feel like for this one, it's more so the leads and I guess like rhythms. I don't know. I feel like lead kind of takes the whole spotlight. What a fucking weird ass top. What the hell? That is weird as fuck, actually. I don't really know what else to say. And I don't even think like the only like weird different thing to note about the drums is I added distortion to the toms, which greatly helps the tone. And I think it's probably something that I keep up with. I probably keep adding distortion to the toms because it just makes it sound so much, or maybe it's just me being lazy. It mixes a lot easier when I do that. I don't think there's anything else to talk about. There's not really much that I changed. I did think about, for a moment, I thought about like, oh, I'll change the BPM. But like, I think it just sounded too much. It sounded a lot nicer in the original BPM. I rarely change BPM in songs. And typically if I do, it's like TV World where I'll make it slower to make it slightly easier to play. I don't know why this cover is so much better than like a lot of the other ones I've ever made. Like, it's just like, I feel like maybe is it like softer? Is it just that like, because I don't try to have a emphasis on rhythms, it's better? Because I'm also kind of thinking the same thing with Even Higher. Because while Even Higher I don't feel anything special towards, it did perform really well on YouTube. And I'm like, okay, Is it just because like surely everyone and their grandmother wasn't like, oh, I can't wait for the fucking metal cover of It's Ever Higher. Fuck my ass. But it's like I'm just trying to, because at least for this cover, I can hear it and I'm like, this just sounds nice. Is it maybe the lack of backing tracks like VSTs and synths? Is it the simplicity in it? Honestly, it probably doesn't need any backing shit because I already have the acoustic guitars and the harmonies. I feel like do a great job at it of filling space. Also, maybe having reverb, like having all the reverb helps. I think the reverb might actually be the answer. But there's no like reverb on the drums. The only reason I added a lot of reverb to this cover is because it needed reverb to like fit the context and the aesthetic of the original. Like it's just a cover, like it just like sometimes you just need reverb to a cover. Like everything just has to like be spacious. It's just something you wouldn't hear because the rhythms aren't, the focus point. Yeah, I don't know if there's really anything else to talk about. It's just like this is how it's like I tracked it a year ago, is because this is what all of the fucking shit looks like. It's just this is how I used to track shit. It would just be like I track bass, rhythm, lead, and harmony. As to like now what I do is I like track individual instruments in the song. And I don't like really track the chords that I'm like the chords in the exact pattern that I'm going to be playing. I think that's actually why I struggled so much, because I've moved away from having to learn like the exact pattern I want to play something, or the exact way I want to play something. Ooh, look at this. Never mind. I thought that was going to be interesting. That looked way more interesting on the MIDI. All right. I think that's it for this. There's nothing else to really talk about. Boom. So this Lanayru mining facility was actually this is actually an arrangement that I've had for a while. So the story behind this is kind of crazy. I think 4 years ago, I did a cover of it, and it sounded like dog shit. So I believe it was last year, I decided I was going to recover it, and I was going to kind of keep some of the original arrangement, but it did end up kind of becoming more, I did end up changing a lot, and I actually had gotten to the point to where I literally had all the tracks done. All I had left to do was the solo. Like last year when I first started working on it, I had everything done except the solo, and I just couldn't get it to sound right. I just couldn't get any of the cover. Like my rhythm sounded like shit. I don't even know how I had the bass sounding, but like it wasn't good. I couldn't get the rhythms to sound good. My leads were kind of meh, and I had actually exported that version, but I don't know if I have it saved anywhere. I couldn't find it anywhere. If I do have it saved, it might as well be gone forever. But it sounded like dog shit still. So, but I kept the MIDI files, I kept the drums, and I kept my rhythm tracking and everything. And I let it set. A year later, I decided I want to clear out some of these MIDI files that I just have saved. And I sat down. I've got a new guitar, I've got a new distortion pedal, I've completely like redone my drums and everything. So I felt I felt like I could finally do it, and it was almost looking like it was going to be the exact same scenario. There was a point to where I had everything done except for the leads, and I wasn't really feeling the cover. But it wasn't until I had done the solo that it finally just kind of like all clicked together. I did the solo, and then I went back and changed a couple things, and I finally got to a point to where I was satisfied with it, which I really hope that means that the cover is actually good, and it isn't just me being like, I want this, like, somewhere in the back of my head, I'm just like, just get this off my fucking computer, and, like, it's done. The main thing, basic marambas that are used in the original track. The bell isn't exactly original. There is, like, something in the original track that, like, it's more like a soft synth that does it, and I don't think it, like, constantly repeats throughout like the bell does. And then later on, the bell takes up more of the melody. Dude, okay, I actually have to show this as fuck. Listen to this music box. It's literally just like a glockenspiel from my, like, usual, like, what I was pretty much my only, like, VST that I had for a while. Just add some fucking flang to it, dude. I fucking love the way this sounds. I'm the reason I'm showing this for future me to look back, figure out something to do with this, because I really love the way that sounds. It's just like, it's so quiet though in the original track, or in this track. It's just meant to be background noise. The synths, let's see here. I think, are they both from Pokemon Black and White? I actually have no fucking idea. Oh, Control Z. I don't know what the fuck I just did. Dude. This shit goes hard as fuck. I actually am pretty satisfied with how the synths sound. Because they're like soft, but they're not exactly like as sharp as like they kind of are in the original. Actually, I don't even know. I'm pretty sure in the original they have synths replacing the marimbas, or at least like accompanying them. Dude, so I actually have a lot of VSTs backing the melody. So first up I have, I think it's the string sample from Mother 3. Yes. With some flange. I fucking, this flange baby, dude, that comes with Reaper has, like, been so clutch to me. I used to use Ossifier Chorus a lot, but I've grown to be much more loving of flange baby. The brass is from Super Paper Mario. So good. So fucking good. Doesn't even have flange on it. The solo is the distorted L-type bass from Super Paper Mario, which, if you know that I fucking love using this, but I've never used it to back a lead. That shit's fucking baller as hell. That's pretty much all for the VSTs backing instruments, since there's not really like much to go into. The drums. I did not change much of the drums from the original arrangement. One of the things I did go back and change, I originally did have this ride that like played. Oh my god. That is a mistake. I fucking left the ride on the toms here, but it's like the ride anywhere else. That's actually hilarious. Whatever, it's too late to go back and change it. So just have like this drum that has like distortion and phaser on it just to like make it sound weird. And I had the same thing where I have this hi-hat playing on that track. That was one of the things I had to go back and change with the drums, was because in this part where it's just like this kick going in and it plays again over here, it used to not have like any cymbals for some reason. I don't know why. It's probably why it sounded like dog shit a year ago. The drums, I think those were like really the only things I had to change for the drums. I do like the pattern though that I got going here. Sorry, I have to look over here this way because the fucking mic fucking sucks. Ooh, them hi-hats, dude, though. The drums are overall really kind of like nothing special, which I am okay with, because and it's basically the same way I used to like just do drums overall like a year ago. If you go back to any of those covers, the drums like they repeat a lot of parts, and usually I try to avoid having repeated parts, but I've learned that what I've learned from Dusty Dune and from what I've learned from this is that having the repeated drums, or having just repeated parts overall, does make a song more enjoyable. I've learned that it doesn't have to be like constantly changing and evolving throughout the whole track. So I did elect to not really go back and rewrite any of the drums that I had previously written. These are some weird ass fucking velocities that I never even looked at. Bass, dude, this fucking bass is awesome. Because I decided, I was like, I'm just going all in, clean, nothing, just raw bass. I got that with this bass synth. And I think I just have low pass on this shit. Fuck yes. The part I really love about the bass is right here. I actually went a little too ham while playing, and I had to like lower the volume of it. It's actually crazy how the bass doesn't seem to like really hit when it's isolated, but when everything else is at play, the bass sounds so fucking good. It's actually crazy how nice the bass sounds. I also love how like because I just did Dusty Dune Galaxy, and so this is another desert themed like mix of like acoustic and like synth work. So it's kind of cool that even though like both those songs are kind of similar, even in like the original composition, you could compare the originals to each other pretty well. But I have managed to make them completely different like combinations of like acoustic and synth. Dude, the rhythms. I believe this has phaser on it. I think one of the things that also sucked was there was a long time where I didn't have any. I didn't have delay or reverb on it, and like as I was going back through, I was like, okay, I'll add delay on it, and then it's like, all right, I'll add reverb, and like by itself, it doesn't sound good. I've actually am now learning that a lot about these tracks. I don't know if it means anything overall to mixing and mastering, but like all these tracks sound like shit isolated. but like once you bring everything else into play, it sounds pretty good. Definitely my favorite part of the rhythms, but it was also something I had in the original that I did a year ago. But dude, them switching to the Maramba part, because that's really all it is. They're just switching back and forth between the two Maramba parts that are playing. It's just so fucking good, dude. And then I have to isolate this part for you. Actually, I don't even know if I really need to. Actually, yeah. I'll isolate it for rhythms and bass because I just love the way that this sounds. It's like kind of hard to tell, but the rhythms are playing something. Also, this part was kind of like, at first I didn't like it, but I think with how frantic the solo ends up being, especially because I went back and added flanger to it. That's the secret, is just put flanger on everything, dude. Like, it starts palm muted and then I like let loose. That's pretty much all for the rhythms. I just love the way they sound. All of like the chords, I just like minor chords, nothing special. I think it's just like one part where I like but like that's pretty much it. Like that section and then like the intro. Like other than that, it's just minor chords and then the Maramba parts that it plays. And then I have a separate track playing those like in the original that I did like 4 years ago, I was just like using a wah-wah pedal with chorus, and that was it. That shit sounds fucking nice. Dude, alright, well, alright, leads. Here's the leads. I wanted this bitch to sound fucking crusty, dog. You know what I'm saying? I got that fucking floaty delay on it, dude. Look at all this fucking reverb. That's also something I'm starting to like kind of come back full circle, because obviously whenever you start making music, you always use way too much reverb. And so there was like a good period where I'm like, fuck reverb. All my homies hate reverb. And now it's like, after doing Dusty Dune Galaxy and doing this, it's like, all right, we're kind of coming back to like reverb, and then phaser on these. Default reverb. Ooh, those harmonies, dude, they fucking come in. I also had trouble getting these leads to sound right, just because they're playing higher and they're playing in different ears. They have a lot more reverb than the other leads. All right, and then you got this. All right, let's talk about the solo. That is what this is, right? Yeah. The solo, which actually has a lot more splicing than I actually remember. What the fuck? I thought I nailed the solo when I recorded it. I guess not. I thought I nailed it though. What the fuck? Dude, okay, the part where it's rising up is actually like fucking really hard for me to play, cause like at least the way I was playing it, I'm sure that if I had just sat down for a moment and I had used my brain, I probably could have found an easier way to play it. But the way I was playing it, I was like going like through all the strings and then like sliding up to that fucking D. Where is it? And then you get that bell in there. Actually, the leads are like the only thing that sound good isolated. Everything else though, it just like works together, you know what I'm saying, man? It just goes together, dog. Is that a fucking spider on my doorway? That thing has to die. So I'm pretty sure I missed. I'm gonna have to burn the apartment building down. Alright, I'll put this off for long enough. Alright, let's start with the drum, sure. I kept a decent amount, especially like this beginning, which I tend to do. Usually in the beginning, I'll keep the drums like mostly to what it is in the original. And then it just like gets really metal. I've noticed that I just get progressively more metal as the song goes on. I'm actually really shocked that my usual drum tone worked on this, because I really thought I'd have to like reinvent the fucking wheel with these drums. But everything just like worked out. I don't even have distortion on anything. It's just nothing. It's just a clean fucking raw standard ass drum tone. Have I shown all my drum tones? I don't know. Here's the kick. Here's the snare. Uses pretty much the same EQ. Toms, which use the same. What the fuck? Is this what I usually do for drum tone? I don't think this is what I usually do for the snare. I think for the snare, I either have no EQ or I use the stock EQ for snare. And sometimes I'll even like throw in a lot of reverb on the snare if I really like need it to be more spacious. So I don't really use a lot of backing. Wait! The fucking the audio was muted? Fuck me, dude. Oh my god. All right, starting over with the drums. Literally, what did I just say about the drums? Okay. Damn it, I have to redo everything. I'm not redoing everything. I explained it. I showed everything. You don't need me to. I'm not re-explaining shit. Whatever. Fuck life. So, wait, what? Why does the desktop audio keep fucking muting? Alright, well hopefully that doesn't happen again. So I don't use pretty much any like backing shit. Like I have the chords and the sax like transcribed or like tracked, which I'll show the chords for the people. These fucking chords are awesome. I actually really love this. I had to source some synthesias of Bunai Fever because these chords were way too fucking massive for me to like be able to hear on my own, and I don't have enough practice like knowing, like learning like piano chords and shit, or like just massive chords like that. For the harmonies, everything is like all under one bus. Look at that EQ, look at that flang, look at that delay, look at that reverb, all of that for it to be as beautiful as it is. It's just so good. I just love it. There's not really much else to talk about the harmonies. When I started working on the cover, I pretty much only did the harmonies, and then I recorded a little bit of the rhythm, and I had everything else tracked. So I was showing it to a friend, and I was like, I just need to know, honestly, do you think this would work? And he's like, dude, you got to do this shit. And after that, I like went through, and I was like, all right, I'll finish it. And I went through and I like started with the rhythms after everything because I did the harmonies and I like had the leads shittily done. Shittily is a word. Dude, the rhythms, I'm not gonna lie, I fucking nailed it. Just got a little bit of harmony right there. Dude, those clean guitars are so fucking nice. Dude, it's just so good. So the chords, I like had to pick and choose what notes I was gonna do for this part, but when it came to this, I was just like fucking around, and I just started fucking chugging, and I was like, ooh, I like that. Dude, it was like a stroke of genius having having this right here. That phaser on it. It like it perfectly complements like the honky tonk that plays here. Which, what the fuck is even on this? Phaser and everything? Dude, look at all this fucking shit. Dude, dude, everything is just so good. I really nailed like the tone and shit on this. The thing that I really struggled with the most though, for tone wise, was the bass. I forgot I even had this. This isn't even on here. I don't even know if I meant to leave this on here. Dude, I'm so sad that I can't hook my bass amp up to the fucking Focusrite. Every time I do, it fucking crashes for some reason. But honestly, I'm pretty happy with how the tone came out. Had to make a lot of fucking adjustments here because I don't have a good compressor. I really do need to invest in a fucking good compressor. I also like added flang on here. I tried it to see like if it would sound good, and it really didn't. Wow, that slap bass sounds really good isolated. I finally realized, and it was an issue I ran into with the TV World cover, but I just ended up creating a completely separate bass track and separate EQ for the slap bass. Because, and it really makes sense, because whenever I like play guitar with pick versus when I play with finger, like I do very different things for the EQ. But it was hard for me to like separate slap and finger, because usually I just like switch between them so easily. It's not as like night and day as finger and pick for me, at least like when you're playing, because you can just jump in and out of them. But I've learned that whenever I have slap bass, I need to just create a separate track for it. And then I just had like, because like I could have added a few more harmony guitars to play like these ambient chords, but I was like, I didn't want to bombard the track with just like harmony guitars, especially because I think a lot of these notes overlap. Those are just like the synths from Pokemon Black and White. Fucking love using that shit. The leads, dude. These leads sounded like dog shit. I literally just like tried playing it. I like practiced a little bit, and it was like, it sounded like dog shit. But after going back and recording it, it sounds so good. I was actually so hyped to learn how to play the melody on guitar. Dude, the fucking harmony when it hits. Dude, the fucking lead's so good. You know what I hate? Is randomly while recording, look at this long track here. I just like randomly start ripping random shit. I literally didn't even know what the fuck I played here until I was recording the music video, and I was like, fuck, I have to go back and figure out what the fuck I played. I was so mad that I did that. Even while I was recording it, I was like, why the fuck did I just do that? And I don't even think while I was recording, but like after I recorded it and I went back and I listened to it, I didn't even know that I did it. I just did it. I don't know. There's not really much else to talk about the song. Arranging was kind of... I always have trouble arranging songs that have like only 2 parts, because you have to break down a lot of shit. Like I left this first, basically the first loop is just pretty much the original, and then it does it again once the rhythms go in. Then have the rhythm like slowly build here. Loop again with both rhythms. Take everything away to give attention to the bass. But this is basically just the first part of the song. And then it goes into the second. And then does the second. First part for this build-up, which, by the way, this build-up is like my favorite fucking part. Also, the bass, it might be kind of hard to hear in the like cover when everything else is going on. Yeah, I actually completely forgot that this part is just like completely made up. Dude, the fucking harmonies are so good. I fucking love this cover so much. It's a shame that it will never go past 100 views. It's actually so fucking sad. Because this is probably one of my favorite covers that I've ever done. I didn't even know I was going to cover it. This was like a very spur-of-the-moment thing for me to do. God, it's just so beautiful. I love it so much. God, the fucking... I just love everything about it. The fucking clean guitars. Which, by the way, I had to learn completely new, like, chord shapes. I didn't even know, like... I had to learn a lot from the synthesias. Dude, this part, dude. It plays a chord, and then for one, it just goes lower. It's so fucking good. Guess I could show the fucking EQ on this bitch. Is there anything I don't think I showed the EQ on lead. It's probably just, yeah, my usual tone. Probably same for harmony. Yeah. God, though. It's fucking amazing. Yeah, I know. I don't even know if I should, like... I mean, obviously, I guess I can go ahead and export the MIDI file. I don't know about making a backing track because the lead is so, like, non-necessary. I mean, I guess I could go ahead. Like, I could. It's just so weird because, like, it's mostly the bass. Like, the bass is definitely the focus of the bass and the rhythm. I mean, I guess I should just to, like, have it. I don't know if this is a cover that I would ever, like, perform. Just because it really is so, like, focused on the bass. Plus 4 decibels, literally don't give a shit, bro. Also, why is OBS lagging? What the fuck is going... Oh, it's because I'm rendering the thing, dumbass idiot. Shit. Well, I mean, that's pretty much basically it for this. There's not much else to talk about. It's a really simple song. The arrangement isn't really, like, complex in any way. God, I had so much fun. Also, like, or I already showed that part of the bass, but, like, this part is, like, original. What's up, Jitka? Holy shit. It is November 26th. I literally don't even remember. It's been over a month. It's actually been a month. Holy shit. I don't even remember when I did Lava Powerhouse. I think it was around the 25th. I gotta be honest, I don't remember a single goddamn thing about how I did this. Where should we could start with drums, sure. How often do I start with drums? I think I just kept the drums mostly the same. Is my gain good? Is my gain good? My gain's good. Cry about it. Oh shit, this shit kind of saucy though. The only thing I kind of lament about the drums is like I created a separate tom tone, added some fucking flange to that bitch to try to like get it to sound like all digital like the original. You don't really hear it through everything else. Drums are actually super fun. I guess I could show you the drum line. I guess if you really have to. This is what the drum line looks like. Take your fucking screenshots, it'll last longer. Damn, this shit kind of busted. Fuck. Okay. Synths. What's there to show about the synths? Who literally cares? Oh, these little hits. I bet only the most discerned ear. Wait, you can't see. No, wait, that's why it's display capture, Lamau. There it is. Boom, fixed it. Guess you're not gonna see that drum line because I'm too lazy. Look at these hits, though. Do I know exactly what sample this is? Fuck no. Probably from Kirby or some shit. Look right here. It's barely even audible. But it's there, and you can hear it when it's there. Just add some couple of hits because I'm kind of fucking obsessed. What's this honky tonk doing? Funny little honky tonk. Backing up the leads. What's this E piano doing? Oh, little Mother 3 sample. Oh shit. And then these are the marimbas. I'm pretty sure the marimbas are literally nothing special, like from DK64 or some shit. What fucking synth bass is this? CS bass? What is this rhythm synth? I know how to pick them, dude. I don't even remember adding this. And then this synth right here. Circus synth from, I think this is DKC2 that I took this from. My dick is hard. All right. What else we got, brother? The bass. I remember it took me a while to get a good bass tone because I think I recorded the bass first and then I recorded rhythms and I was like, this sounds like ass, re-recorded bass, and then I did the leads and I was like, this is ass, and then I re-recorded the bass again. Ooh, and you might not even like hear it in the cover, dude, but I'm going from that G blues, I'm hitting that G, I'm turning it to G flat. Ooh, dude, this bass line's so good. Dude, there's like hardly any feedback on this for some reason. Oh wait, this is glued? Oh, I probably cut out all of the nasty ass feedback. That's probably why it sounds so fucking clean. My asshole whenever I drink a glass of milk. Dude, these rhythms though. What is this clean rhythm? Is it? Wait, yeah. Oh wait, I remember this. Oh, oh, I'm hard. What the? I made this? Yeah, dude, oh my god, that guitar is actually way too sick to not like show the world, dude. Look, listen to this bitch. That's so fucking sexy. Holy shit. And then it hits. Oh my god, dude. Wait. I'm actually so turned on right now. A little bass boost. And then now it's actually clean. Ooh. Tell me you're not hard right now. Go ahead, lie to me. Dude, these rhythms are just so perfect. Ooh. Ooh. Harder. Ooh, oh! This entire part, I'm pretty sure I made up because I was like listening to the original track and I was like, I think this is kind of what that synth sounds like. You don't really get a good idea of the rhythms in the video because I don't show the rhythms because I fucked up a lot while recording the video, but I love this part right here. And this is when those arpeggios hit too. God, those rhythms, just those palm mutes are so fucking perfect. Dude, it sounds so good whenever you put it with the synths too. All right. The leads. There's only 2 leads. This is literally the whole leads. It looks really sad and pathetic, but it's actually so fucking cool. Look at all this shit that I give to the high end here. Ooh, and I hit him with the harmonic that I had to lower the volume of. It's just like, it's like kind of like the coolest thing ever. You don't have to like stroke my dick about it, but you do have to recognize. How, like, I've been making a lot of like atmospheric shit. This year especially, I've been getting real wacky, doing covers of songs that like really like you couldn't imagine them being metal. This is like the one time every few years that I actually cover something that is like, oh, this was made to be metal. All right. It's the 2-for-1 special. Oh, wait, I clicked the wrong thing. I have to click open and then Beast Ganon. Give her a minute. She needs time. You can't rush these things. It's her. She's here. All right, we'll start with this shit. Look at this shit. This is literally me hitting on like empty Jarritos bottles. Where is it? Is it this? This is me hitting a peach can with like a spoon or some shit. What is this? I think that's me hitting my classical guitar. And like, I was like, ah, damn, dude, this is not working out. So I had to add some like VST percussions. I think they're all like from, yeah, they're Ocarina of Time samples, I think. Well, no, I don't know what the fuck that is. Honestly. Oh, no, it doesn't work without this. Ooh, and then hit him with this. Wait, what the fuck is that sound? What the fuck? Weird as fuck. Hit him with the brass. Where that's been like, there's not, I don't use a lot of VSTs. It's all mostly the piano and the harpsichord. The harpsichord was meant to add like beef to the chords, the string chords. And then the piano adds to the long notes. And then there's like the brass parts. Ooh, that's actually real nice. And then there's just this part. I honestly would say to add beef to the guitars, but genuinely they probably are louder than the guitars. Not a lot of VSTs used, but that's also because I mostly used these bad boys right here. Brace your fucking ear holes for this. So we got some fucking reverb. I've never used reverb. I usually use reverberate, so I don't even know what the fuck any of this means. Individually, the intro vocals have a lot of delay. Why is this slower? Wait, did I not adjust this? Wait, I totally didn't. Oh my god, that's so fucking funny because I recorded it over it bled over into the next time, the next BPM, and when you move it over, it changes the rate, and I didn't change it back. LMFA, yo, whoa, whoa. Okay, that's enough of that. And then where is she? Right here. Look at this. No fucking... What do I even have on here? I got a lot of shit. I just reverb and Ray EQ. Wow. Look at this fucking EQ, dog. I said, cut that shit out. I don't know if you could tell, I got really lazy because I really should have lowered the volume here because I always, like, it starts louder and then it gets quieter. But instead of fixing that, I didn't. I purposefully chose to, like, sample it like this, so that way it sounded closer to the original. We're trying to find, I think it's over here. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, like slicing it up a lot. Well, I say a lot. Is it just that once? What the fuck? The vocal, I'm really proud of the vocals though. We can get rid of this shit. Do I have a non-throat singing one? Damn. Wait, what the fuck is this? Oh, to add the beef to it. Wait, do I have one on the left here? Is it left too? Okay. We'll save drums for last. Let's do this bass. This bass was purely fucking improvised. Ooh. Damn. Name a fattier bass, brother. What the fuck? Oh. It's really just meant to add to that fucking beef. But it's this part right here, the build-up, that you might not even hear. La rhythms. Actually, where's the leads? Because the leads show a lot. Just some delay, reverb, some EQ. What's this EQ looking like? My usual lead tone. What is this one looking like? My usual lead tone. Acoustic lead. Oh, these are the things. Oh, wait, no, this is the lead. Ooh, a little distortion on the left with some flame. Okay. What's this EQ looking like? Oh. Is this EQ different? Slightly. Also, I did not track like all this shit. Like a lot of this is just like off the dome. Like I was like, I think this is what it sounds like. I just reused the same thing. I was too lazy to re-record. Laziness should be rewarded, I believe. And then the rhythms. Fuck yeah. Just to add some extra beef to it. Ooh, okay, a little bit of alteration than usual. I don't even got delay on these bitches, bro. Here's something you might not notice in the rhythms, is that in this part, if you hear, I kind of bend the neck a little. Where is it? Right there. Yeah. Yeah, I think these actually act more in beef to the VSTs. Just some clean guitars with Ossifier chorus the way God intended. That's pretty much it. The main notable thing about this is the arrangement, because the arrangement, I literally was just like, I literally spent so long trying to arrange it, trying to track the notes, and eventually I was just like, fuck it. I threw away everything I had, and I started, and I just opened up the, where is it? I just opened up this track right here, and I was like, I'm just gonna, I did it like, it's all like mostly in my head. This is definitely one of the better arrangements I've ever done, just because it was so liberating. It very freeform the way that I had to arrange, because it was just purely based off feel. I guess I should talk about the drums. The drums, I feel like, aren't too special. A little bit of boosties. Oh, this was for recording the video. This actually isn't in the song. I put it here to help me fucking time the hit correctly, which didn't even matter because in the video I just transitioned to a different piece. Look at how free these drums are, dude. They have no bounds. I get a little wacky with my drums sometimes. What is up with this snare? There's so much reverb on this bitch. Ooh, and on the toms too. Wow, what an EQ on the toms. Yeah, this is not my usual drum tone, I guess. Mostly the same, but the snare and toms are very different. The entire song is based around the rhythms, around what the rhythms are doing, and what. Ooh, get them blast beats in. You get that little bit of kick in, that heartbeat. That's what I was going for. That heartbeat, that beat to it. God, what a beautiful cover. I kind of fucking nailed it. Nah, I'm not turning on the light. Alright, dude, it's the last one. I'm done procrastinating. Let's just do this and get it over with. This is definitely the biggest project that I've done this year. 2 years in the making, genuinely. I'm really happy with how everything turned out. We'll start with the instruments. We'll start with all of la instrumentales. We'll boost this bitch so you can hear it. So we got a piano. We got a little bass synth. Bass synth with some phaser on it. Couldn't remember what it was called, but yeah, some phaser 0.1 rate because of course. Got this tuba. That doesn't even hit that low, which I guess I didn't realize. Synth horns, if I remember correctly. This is the O Chunks brass from Super Paper Mario. I'm gonna kind of baller at this. And then you got this marimba, which I think is just from the Visco shit. Yeah. This bass marimba might be Banjo Kazooie. Yep, BK64 Burger King. Glockenspiel is also from the Visco shit. I actually don't remember what the fuck this stands for. Got some fucking flang on that bitch with the ping pong. Oh wait, this. Space Voice? I don't even know what this is from. Genuinely. Can't even help you. I'm not gonna go looking for it. The tuba is like so inaudible in the cover, but it actually is playing like different shit. It's actually pretty cool. And apparently this isn't even hitting here. I guess not. That's actually really funny. Because I wrote this. I wrote this specifically for the tuba. So that's really funny that it's inaudible somehow. I must have written the tuba on a different tuba sample. And there's nothing really else to note for the tuba. I dare someone with a fucking tuba to play this. If you have a tuba, send me a video of you playing this shit. I fucking dare you. I double dog dare you, motherfucker. Play this shit. That is genuinely a hard fucking riff. Not even gonna lie. Harder than me on a Friday morning. My god. I guess I should show the, like, the little ditty. Is it wrong to use the word ditty nowadays? He's kind of ruined it for everybody. But then, like, here at the end, it's mostly inaudible. Unless, where's my bass? Oh, wait, it's over here. But if I were to, like, do this, where's my bass? I forgot how fucking loud the tuba was. Whoops. Also, the bass is technically playing a different riff because instead of this, what would be drop C, I have tuned my bass so that it's basically still in drop C, but the lowest string is C sharp. So that way I'm able to hit this open, and then I just have to hit, I just use E here. Which is pretty sexy, if you ask me. Nothing really special about the bass other than that. The bass wasn't as hard to do as the rhythms. The rhythms took so much practice to do. I guess we'll talk about the rhythms next. Why not? You know, why not? We're already talking about it. So, here's the deal. I had to sacrifice a lot of the high end on the rhythms just to make the Chinese percussion, specifically the Chinese percussion, sound any good. Because with the high end on the rhythms, it just like takes all of this away. Got some fucking flang on that bitch. I'm coming. Wait, what? Wait, is it... Hold on. What the fuck? It just sounds like one note, but I think I am making multiple strums. Look at this, dude. Look, I practiced this so fucking much. Look at how tight this is. I didn't even have to split anything, dog. Also, why... What is this? Why are there so many things here? That has to be an option that I fucked up. But this shit is so tight. Yeah, this part. A lot of the times, and it's pretty much happens whenever I record any track, is I usually fuck up the timing at the beginning. It seems like I'll just like fuck up like one or two notes, and I'll just have to like specifically fix those ones. One notes or a whole section, or is this a different take? No, this is the same take. So I just got this one timing wrong. Is there anything else to really note? So right here is the great example of like, I had to take away the high end on the rhythm, so like this part doesn't hit exactly how I wanted it to. Like when it's palm mute, it's still like you get that chug to it. But when I go full open strum, it basically, which I guess is like kind of good. It just kind of becomes inaudible though. And I added this center lead to what I was hoping help it, but I don't think it really did help. I mean, it did something. I'd be lying to say it didn't help. But then right here, I kind of fucked up, and then I was too lazy to go back and re-record it. Which is like, I could have copy and pasted, but I was so lazy. I have a really fucked up definition of lazy, but I played this part open string, no palm mute, and so I feel like it didn't hit at first when I was doing that first mix, but I think it did turn out all right in the end. Also, it is way harder to play this without palm mutes, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I struggled a little bit. And that was after, this is all glued, but like these gallop, I don't even know what this is called, but the palm mute part is like heavily edited. Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. What's the point of this center rhythm? The center rhythm doesn't do shit. Okay, that's beautiful. Never mind. I'm sorry for talking shit. That was beautiful as hell. I guess we'll talk about this little classical. Just a little something, because there is definitely a string instrument in the original. It didn't have to be perfect. It didn't have to be perfect. You wouldn't have known I fucked up there if it weren't for this right now. So literally, don't even at me. What do we got going on here though? Show me these leads. Ooh, beautiful. And then you got this. It is beautiful though, isn't it? This part right here is really cool. It's kind of inaudible, but in the video I show it, so I feel like you... These harmonies, by the way, were completely improvised. Didn't track them or write them or anything, so... What the fuck was that? Wait, hold on. What the hell? What is... What? What is that? That just completely ruins it? That's been there the whole time? Okay, I need to start soloing tracks and doing a full listen through before I finish the cover. Ooh, listen to those harmonies that aren't tracked. Ooh. Ooh. This part was also completely improvised. Like, this was not part of the original plan to do this. It is really good though, isn't it? Got that 4-tap phaser. And it fades so nicely in. These are extremely inaudible in the full cover. I think I just hit record and I was just like fucking around to it. Ooh, hit him with that octave split right there, baby. I mean, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else to really show. I think drums are it. Drums are it. Last thing, drums. Wait, hold on. What did this EQ look like on the leads? Ew. A lot of reverb this cover, actually. I have typically tried to stay away from reverb. I know I used it in Dark Beast Ganon a lot. That was the wrong fucking button. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I really sacrificed the high end just to make the Chinese perks sound good. What sucks is I couldn't... Oh, this is from Super Paper Mario. Floaty delay, a lot of reverb. Yeah. It's actually just a really nice kit, though. I did alter this is the EQ for my kick. I really took the bass out of the kick. I usually have a lot of bass in my kick, but all of the double kicks is just like giving me a headache. And that is an EQ I've never used for snare. What do the toms look like? All right. Ooh, we got some reverb on them bitches. Cymbals, I think, is also different. Cymbals doesn't even have EQ, and I threw distortion on them. Yeah, I did struggle trying to get the cymbals sounding good. I don't even think... Is that really it, though? I don't think there's really anything else to show, because there's not, like, a solo to talk about. There's nothing really to talk about. It took a lot of practice. Like, that's pretty much it. There's nothing really else to show, though. I didn't do anything crazy. I just realized the cam should be scratching my balls. Oh, wait, there's this. There's this part, dude. Bet you didn't even realize this. That is me making mouth noises, by the way. Here, you want to hear it without all the cush? Look at that EQ, though. Fucking EQ. Get that Ossifier chorus. Get that verb. Why are we not calling it verb for short? Like, dead ass. I don't know. Something to snack on. I think that's pretty much it. 100 BPM. This is the original tempo of the song. Everyone should know by now that I do not like changing tempos. That is pretty much it. There's literally nothing else to talk about. Which is unfortunate, because like this is the last cover of the year. I feel like I should be saying so much, but damn. I mean, that's it. There's nothing else to really talk about. Do I have EQ on this bass? LMFAO, dude. There's nothing else to really talk about. I guess there's this, the trombones. That brass. And that's just filler. This is the real kicker right here. Ooh, wait, hold on. What's this? Ooh, following that tuba? Yeah, I'd written these chords originally when I had planned to play it in on my 7-string guitar. These chords are fucking impossible on a drop C. It is a nice riff though, isn't it? It is really hard. Genuinely, the hardest part about the riff is this right here. This double F that you have to hit. It just fucks with your brain. That is really the part where you'll get slipped up on, dude. They give you the nip slip right there. That's it. That's the cover. That's it. There's unfortunately nothing else. I'm sorry. I feel like this isn't as grandiose as the other ones. It's kind of crazy because I did like change a lot of EQ stuff, but for the most part, I didn't really do anything special. Well, shit. I feel like I should say some final words or something. You should let me know if you want to see this live, because like this year I did like 13 covers. All right, I did 13 covers, not a lot. I plan on doing so much more in 2026 that I'm probably gonna do dev hours live. I could talk about my favorite ones. You know what my favorite cover this year was? Even I don't know the answer to that. Boo Night Fever is one of them. Boo Night Fever is one of my favorite covers of all time. Lanayru Mining Facility turned out really nice. I do like The Place Where It Rained. That's a really good cover. What's Good? That one turned out a really nice. Wanda Wanda. Yeah, Wanda Wanda I'd put up there. I'd probably say Boo Night Fever or Lanayru Mining Facility was my favorite cover this year. Yeah, man, I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to say. This is it, though. This is it. This is the end of Dev Hour. You have watched the Dev Hour. And I know you're probably asking yourself, you've been sitting here for, a couple hours, I'm sure, watching this, and you've been asking yourself the whole time, what is Dev Hour? Well, I'm here to finally tell you, Dev Hour these nuts. Good night.